Hello, I am Mr. Orange and this is video hashtag 466. Before we get into this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and make sure to check out my previous videos. So in my previous video, I ranked the cartoons based on the art style and the animation style. However, in this video, I'll be doing something similar. So in this video, I'll be ranking the cartoons based on the title. This is something I am familiar with. I did take courses related to branding and marketing. There are three things that you need to consider when you're coming up with a title for any product. And that's accuracy, simplicity, and creativity. First of all, a title needs to be accurate. I mean, this isn't a huge deal breaker. If our title isn't completely accurate, it's not the end of the world. However, if the title doesn't match the product, there's gonna be some issues. I mean, if you're not too bothered by title, this may not apply to you. But I do know there are some people who are. Secondly, the shorter the title is, the simpler it is. It's much more easier to remember a short title than a long title. And lastly, you need a title that's creative. What makes it stand out from the rest? I also do believe that SEO plays part into this. You want to make sure your title is searchable on the internet. You don't want your title to be generic. This might have a problem where people may not notice your show or product. So with all those points considered, let's get on with this video. However, I do have some points to make. At the end of the day, it's about the title you're drawn to. So ultimately, it is down to that. So it's regardless whatever I said before. I also want to add that I will be talking about the TV shows that I've already covered. I hope that clears things up. Anyways, at 10th spot, I will place 101 Dalmatian, the series. So the title of this show kind of fails at all three. While you might think this title is accurate, it's called 101 Dalmatian, the series. Yes, it is a TV show based on the movie. However, this title is kind of inaccurate because there are two Dalmatians that are introduced in the show. So technically it would have been called 103 Dalmatians. But honestly, the accuracy is least of the problem. I will give this show some credit though. Just for going off of the original movie, there's just so many remakes made out of this. For example, the Disney live action remakes, which I'm not a huge fan of, but anyway. But from my knowledge, I think this is the only TV show based on the movie. So I will give credit to that. I also do think it is smart that they called it 101 Dalmatian the series, because what else would they have called it? But that being said, it's not exactly that creative or simple. And it's definitely not simple. 101 Dalmatian the series is kind of mouthful for our title. And personally, I'm not quite drawn to the title anyway. At 9th spot, I will place Two Stupid Dogs. While this title of the show is accurate and simple, it's not very creative. So this show is about these two dogs who aren't very bright. So that it was for the accuracy part, and the title is short. However, the title is kind of generic. I don't know what else to say beyond that. So at 7th spot, I will place the Third Damn Bird. Here's the thing though, this title kind of ticks all the boxes. It's pretty much accurate. The show is about birds and there are three main characters. And I would say the title is simple and creative. I don't know any other show like this. I'm just not drawn to the title. I think it's rather too random. I would like to make a correction. Third Damn Bird is at 8th spot. I'm sorry for making that mistake. Anyway, at 7th spot I will place 44 Cats. I do like the title of this show. I think it's kind of punchy and sticks in your head. The reason it's not higher is because the title is very inaccurate. There's actually more than 44 casts in the show, even in season 1. I mean, you can count the characters yourself. And for that, it's kind of misleading. At 6th spot, I will place 64 Zulane. I do believe that 64 Zulane is a good title for the show. I do think it's accurate as the main character named Lucy lives at 64 Zulane, which is the title is based on. I also think it's creative as I don't think there's any other show like this. It's not higher on the list because I don't think it's punchy enough. At 5th spot, I will place 50/50 Heroes. I do think this title is accurate, simple, and creative. I also think it's clever that they call themselves 50/50 because that's another way of saying half. This show is about main characters with half superpowers. At 4th spot, I will place Scooby-Doo Where Are You? Note that on this channel, I've already covered the first 3 of the Scooby-Doo shows. I do believe that Scooby-Doo Where Are You is the best title out of the 3. It is a long title, but it's easy to say. I think it's because Scooby-Doo rhymes with Where Are You, which helps to stick in your head. I also think the title is smart. The mascot character of this show is Scooby-Doo, the dog. I think the Where Are You part is clever too. When I think of that, I immediately think of mysteries, which this show is about. At 3rd spot, I will place 16. I think the title of this show is really good. It's short, simple, yet effective. It only needs 5 letters, and this is a unique way to write 16. I'm glad they didn't go for the numbers 1 and 6. I also think it's really clever. This show is about these 6 individual teens who happen to be 16. At least you're hoping they would be 16. I, however, think this title is kind of inaccurate. In this show, 2 of the main characters have had birthdays. Wyatt had his birthday in season 1, which means Wyatt wasn't 16 all this time. But that's not the worst part. In season 4, Kaylin has a sweet 16. Which means in the past 3 seasons, she was 15 all this time. For that reason, I would have put 16 quite lower, but reason it's higher is because it is kind of catchy and unique. Basically, I'm saying is that it really exceeds at simplicity and creativity. And to be honest, the title kind of stands out more than you think. So this explains why it's at 3rd spot. And at 2nd spot, I will place Winx Club. To me, I think Winx Club ticks all the boxes. I think the title is kind of half accurate. Winx is a made up word in the show, so you can't really say that's inaccurate. However, I think the club part is kind of inaccurate. I mean, it kind of is, and kind of isn't. The whole point of a club is to join a club. In season 2, Layla does join the club, so that kind of fulfills that void. However, there hasn't been any other new members to the club. I can say the title is short and simple. I think it's easy to remember. In my opinion, I do think the title is really creative. Winx is a made up word, which means that there wouldn't be any other shows that will have this word. And if you notice it, the word Winx sounds like wings, which is something that a fairy has. And this TV show is about fairies. I also like that in the Fokies dub, they give a meaning to this word. Basically, it's the power that's inside them. Stella from Winx Club explains this in episode 2. And at 1st spot, as top spot for me, it has to be Ruby. So out of all these cartoons, Ruby has the best title. There are so many reasons why Ruby is at top spot for me. First of all, it's 1 word, 2 syllables, it gets stuck in your head, which is a title should do. Second of all, it is also a made-up word, just like Winx Club. The title is spelled RWBY, which is a clever way to write the word Ruby. Kind of like how 16 is also cleverly written as well. Also, the letters are the initials of the four main characters. Not only that, but also the name of the protagonist is called Ruby Rose. So the title is kind of creative and makes sense. I do, however, think they should have called this show Remnant, since I think other characters play an important role as well. I also think that the world of Remnant plays a big part of this whole show. So overall, I think Ruby deserves the top spot. Anyway, that's it for this video. I really enjoy making these ranking videos. It helps me stay motivated. By the way, how would you rank these titles? Let us know in the comments. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe, and have a lovely day.